Hello and welcome to today's video. Many moves occurred in the last 24 hours, especially in the LPL for the most part. So these are the official moves on Leaguepedia, the GCD more likely than not. First we have PSG. Fofo, yesterday we announced Fofo left Team We early and he has joined PSG as expected to replace Maple. Just if you didn't watch yesterday's video, Fofo had a 3.7 KDA, 67.5 KP, 9.1 CS per minute in the LPL last year, is dropping down from a major region to what I would consider to be one of the trio of minor regions going into this season. Share differential, insane, 7.9% more damage than gold for Team Wee. Shows that he was the carry for that squad. Many issues in the bot lane for sure. I think 3 or 4 different 80 carries last season. Fofo had his work cut out for him. 2 different junglers, a couple different supports. 1.77 damage divided by gold, down 60. Sorry, 1.77 damage divided by gold, down 60 gold at 15 minutes. So not opening big leads in the early game. 2.76 vision score per ward in 12 champions, 79 games. Another thing I said yesterday, his Azir more than likely is the most underrated player champion combo in the world. I think that his Azir is one of the best ones. It is not the best, but it is up there with some of the best, and statistically is insane. And I feel like many people don't even really realize how good his Azir is statistically. CFO have announced Junja joining at Jungle. So Karsa joins PSG, Junja joins CFO. They pretty much swap. Junja is a very good player. We saw him do very well in the LPL. I'm surprised he's still in the PCS, but then again, I think he has a better opportunity to go to international events on a CFO or a PSG roster than he would for a middle tier LPL roster. 4.8 KDA, 70.6 KP, 6.6 CS per minute last year with PSG. In the conversation for best minor region player of 2024. A very strong season. Negative 2.7 share differential, 119 damage divided by gold. Ahead 465 gold and 480 XP at 15 minutes. And to put that in perspective, he went to Worlds and he went to MSI. And still nearly averaged a 500 gold, 500 XP lead. Every game he went even, there's a game he was up over 1,000. 4.28 vision efficiency, and 14 solo kills, 20 champions in 99 games. Bot lane duo announced. Doggo returns to the PCS after playing with Ultra Prime last year. On the struggle bus for sure. I'm glad that he's on CFO. I think he is a player that is capable of going to Worlds and being a Worlds level player. 3.7 KDA, 71.8 KP, 9 CS per minute, 3.3 share differential, 1.41 return on investment. On average, up 305 gold, which is surprising. Doggo alongside Nickhead actually did very well in summer. Honestly, I thought that, given the circumstances and given how Ultra Prime are as a team, it was much better than I anticipated. 2.8 vision efficiency, 17 champions, 77 games. Alongside him will be Kaiwing. Kaiwing, one of the better PCS support, certainly. Played with Frank Esports last season. 4.4 KDA, 70.6 KP, negative 7.6 share differential, and a 0.65, 6.6 pretty much, damage divided by gold, more traditional support. This stabilizing player, that veteran alongside Doggo, will be a much needed change of pace compared to what he had last season. 210 gold ahead, 160 XP as well. Very good laner in the PCS. 1.9 vision efficiency, 13 champions, 97 games. LNG. So Hai Chao will replace Scout. Hai Chao joins from LGD. Definitely had like a Shanks-esque come up last year. We think when Shanks really took control with Team We, it was like, okay, we have a player here, on a sucky team, and he has potential. And Hai Chao did that with LGD last year, especially in summer. I thought he played excellent as the meta shifted. It really put him and Meteor in a position where they were honestly some of the biggest surprises we saw in the LPL last season. 4.4 KDA, 66 KP, 9.3 CS per minute. Only a 2.1 share differential and 1.45 damage divided by gold, in part due to how strong Meteor was in the jungle. Definitely limited the impact of the share differential. Negative 75 gold, so not getting leads in the early game. 2.85 damage divided by gold, 15 champions, 86 games. Bot lane duo will be Fodic Joao. Those two played with Ninjas in Pajamas last year. Fodic, one of the best Sennas in the world. I think statistically it's probably dropped off a bit after last season, but still it's one of those champions where it's like synonymous with him. 4 KDA, 66 KP, 8.8 CS per minute, 3.7 damage. Share differential. 1.66 damage divided by gold, down 125 gold at 15 minutes, 2.7 vision efficiency, 20 champions in 124 games. That team playing a lot of games last season, but not getting over the hump and getting to an international event. Joao alongside him, so these guys evidently a package deal. Didn't want to separate. 3.6 KDA, 68.3 KP. So think about that. 66, 68.3. Really not getting around the rift and making things happen. They're kind of conjoined at the hip. If one's involved, the other is. We see some teams with supports with upwards of 70 to 75 KP and an 80 carry with the mid-60s. And you could say, oh, well, if there's a 8 to 10% KP difference here, there is a roam or two each game or an opportunity where, the support is not with the 80 carry. So it is a thing to think about. Negative 6.5 share differential. 0.73 damage divided by gold, up 15 himself, 1.91 vision efficiency, 18 champions played in 124 games. Team World Elite pretty much announced their roster. Cube returns from retirement, which was a puzzling thing when it did happen with OMG last year. Playing with Team Wii once more. 2.7 KDA, 49.4 KP, 8 CS per minute last season. I mean, a solo dolo type top laner kind of on an island. And trying to win lane, win game. 2.3 share differential, which is huge for a guy that's not involved, right? You have a guy that's got 49 kill participation, so he's involved in less than half the team's kills, but yet has a positive share differential north of 2%. Some top laners, especially solo dolo or carry-oriented tops that kind of just don't involve themselves, sometimes end up with negative share differential, so it's something to think about. When Cube was with OMG, he was pretty impactful. 1.32 damage divided by gold, up 115, 2.68 vision efficiency, 10 champions in 49 games. Tien Shen joins as well, played with IG and OMG last season, a Rengar OTP, played it quite a bit last season. Obviously, those two teams he played with were on the struggle bus, and IG did get a little bit better after he left, but IG also made multiple player moves as well. So Tianjin, 2.6 KDA, 70 KP, 5.8 CS per minute. Negative 5.3 share differential and a 0.91 damage divided by gold. Facilitator. Although he's playing Rengar and things, he's not dealing damage like a carry. So that is something to think about, that's not really his bag. His bag is more of a facilitator. At least that's what they've been playing him as. Sorry. I should rephrase it. That's how they're playing him. He's a Rengar OTP. He may not be a facilitator, really. It's harder to follow LPL players when it comes to their come up because the LDL doesn't give us as many stats as like CK and ERLs, etc. Down 220 gold, however, so was behind at 15 minutes quite a bit. 3.13 share differential, 10 champions and only 38 games played. Karis joins from Brion, so we have an import here. Karis, a player that kind of got the short end of the stick, playing with HLE and HLE kind of being on the struggle bus. And then joining Bro, and Bro, of course, are on the struggle bus. We'll see how Karis does in the LPL. Usually Korean imports do pretty decent in the mid lane. He's got a bright, he's probably only 21 years old still or so. So that is a thing. 2.7 KDA, 69.1 KP, 9.3 CS per minute with Bro last season. Keep in mind, 22 of these 74 games in the set were in Challenger when he got replaced by Pulbay, as well as Fate. 3.7 share differential, 1.45 damage divided by gold, negative 155 gold and 45 XP behind at 15 minutes. So struggling in the early game, not finding advantages, and when 1/3 of your games played are at a lower level of play, you'd like that to be a little bit better. 3.5 vision efficiency, did have 16 solo kills and 14 champions played. Taeyoon, another Korean import, played with KDF 2 seasons ago, played a few games with them this season before being replaced by Bull, and then Bull being replaced by Leaper. 2.9 KDA, 63.4 KP, 88 CS per minute. So not very involved. Less than 2 out of every 3 kills for this 80 carry. Majority, like I said, being with challengers. 4 of the 76 games not being so. 5.3 share differential, 166 damage divided by gold. Only opened up a 45 gold and 30 XP lead at 15 minutes. You'd like that to be a lot bigger for a guy that's going to be an import. Team Wii using these 2 import slots in this way certainly is puzzling. I would say that they definitely went budget with this roster, to say the very least. 2.73 share differential, 2.73 vision efficiency, 8 solo kills, 14 champions, 80 games. Vampire played with EDG and IG last season, a player that kind of got screwed a bit development-wise, got plucked out of solo queue and thrown onto an EDG tire fire. Played with multiple different 80 carries. The team sucked, went to IG, and actually improved quite a bit. We'll see how he does with Team Wii. I think that this team is not a good spot either. So he may, hopefully his career does not get completely tainted by all this just bad placement for him as a player, and ruin his career. 2.3 KDA, 74.7 KP, so 3 out of every 4 kills, good involvement. More traditional in the support realm, negative 6.8 share differential and 6.5 return on investment. Ahead 55 gold, 1.93 vision efficiency, 14 champions, 80 games. Teacher Ma has been announced as a coach. He's been an analyst and a substitute and related to Team Wii for quite a number of years. But is 2-11 officially as a coach based on Leaguepedia and where they assign him. So that's just half of the moves from today. Now on to the second half. All right, so Thunder Talk. Saytab joins the squad. He played with DRX and in DRX's academy system last season. Of the 79 games, 45 of them are challengers, so keep that in mind. 2.3 KDA, 65.6 KP, 9.2 CS per minute. I mean, you'd like a stronger KDA if you're going to waste an import slot as Thunder Talk. I mean, DRX are not lighting the world on fire, but in challengers, you'd like to think he was going to do better because their roster in challengers has been good the last, at least seasons past with Saytab on it. But then again, bringing Sponge up and separating them two may have been an issue. 3.9 share differential, 1.6 damage divided by gold, up 80 gold, down 80 XP at 15 minutes. Excuse me, 2.84 vision efficiency, 17 solo kills, 18 champions played in 79 games. OMG, Hung joins the squad. Hang, my apologies. Hang played with Team Wii last year in the jungle. 2.6 KDA, 71.7 KP, 5.6 CS per minute, so it's him and Tianxian swapping teams. Similar players, though, negative 5.6 share differential, 0.91 damage divided by gold. So both playing a facilitator role last season. But down 490 gold on average is ugly. So every game he went even, there was a game he was behind 980 gold. Bit of a diffy. 3.64 vision efficiency, 18 champions, 64 games. FPX made some moves bringing up players from Academy, but not announcing that they'd be playing for Nest. So I don't know if they're playing for Demacia Cup or if they're actually on the roster. But Sorrow, 4.4 KDA, 77.6 KP, 6.2 CS per minute, a 1.21 damage divided by gold, 12 champions in 62 games. In the LDL as a jungler, has been a player that probably deserved an opportunity a year or so ago. Depending on where Milky Way goes and things like that with RNG, maybe Sorrow is the starter for FPX. We saw them announce that Sheer, Zhui, and Bat would be on the squad just last week or a couple days ago. So this fills it out. Qingzi is the coach. He's 10-6, 4-4, accredited on Leaguepedia, former player. EDG essentially announcing their roster. ZDZ and Xiaohao joining the top side of the Rift, the Anyone's Legend Weibo gaming duo that then did split in summer last season. ZDZ had a 2.1 KDA, 52.6 KP, 7.9 CS per minute. We do want to keep in mind, once Weibo got rid of ZDZ and Xiaohao, they went on a run, and Tarzan is better than Xiaohao, and Breathe is better than ZDZ. But they did go on a run that got them to World Semifinals, so there is a diffy between those two and these two. 7.9 CS per minute, 1.5 share differential, 1.38 damage divided by gold, so positive share differential. That's good for a top laner. Like I said when we were talking about Cube, not every top laner comes out ahead in that department, but ZDZ did. Down 260 gold at 15 minutes, though. So every game there was a even. There was a game he was down over 500. 2.86 share vision efficiency, 18 champions, 89 games. Zhao Hao, a player that I thought deserved a much. Well, Weibo honestly was a team that was capable of going to Worlds with Zhao Hao on it. Maybe they could have swapped Breathe with ZDZ in the first place, and they still end up being competitive. They probably don't go as far because Tarzan was very impactful to their success. But Zhao Hao, in my opinion, in that carry-oriented meta could have been a real nasty player. Now with Rare Atom, it's kind of nerfed, but in a carry-oriented meta, that guy can be just like Meteor. Maybe honestly, he's following that path. We saw Meteor pop off this past season, but he's kind of just been stuck on bad teams for years here, and it might just be the case where Zhao Hao's going to go down the same path. So 4.1 KDA, a 77.7 KP, and a 5.9 CS per minute. Very active. 3 out of every 4 to 4 out of every 5 kills. He made shit happen for RA and Weibo last season. -4 share differential and even return on investment. Down 245 gold. 3.89 vision efficiency. 19 champions, 86 games. So if you combine ZDZ and Zhao Hao, every game that those two go even combined, there could be a game where they're behind 505 gold. Sorry. Actually, 1,000 gold or so. Mid lane, Angel. More of a facilitator, not a very strong carry player. We saw him be pretty low resource at times last season with OMG. But at the same time, Angel, it does, he is a veteran. He's been to Worlds. He's a player that I would consider to be solid in mid. And maybe alongside Zhao Hao, it frees Zhao Hao up to make things happen. We'll see. 5.1 KDA, 71.2 KP, 9.1 CS per minute. I mean, great KDA for a player that was on a bad team last season. 3 share differential, 1.44 damage divided by gold. Down 60 at 15 minutes, 266 KDA, 17 champions, 72 games. 80 carry, Asum. Another player from Rare Atom. Now, Asum I thought is a player that honestly is better than where he's been. But last season, he did drop the ball for me and made me kind of skeptical on maybe, I had a bad read on him when he was a younger player. Well, he might still be a younger player, but when he was even less experienced, and I thought he had a lot of potential. We'll be alongside Wink. Is this team the best one he's probably been on? I would say so. But then again, I mean, how good really is better than what he had. 3.8 KDA, 68 KP, 8.8 CS per minute, 3.6 share differential, 1.47 damage divided by gold. Just looking at share differentials here, 6.6, 8.1. Well, it makes sense. 35 gold ahead, 3 solo kills. 3 vision efficiency, 16 champions, 82 games. And then lastly, LGD announced YCX will be is listed as a support, and it was listed as a call up when they brought up a bunch of players from their academy roster, but it doesn't announce it for Nest, so I'm assuming it's for the roster. We'll see. If not, it is what it is. But YCX played with the EDG Academy last season. 3.6 KDA, 72.3 KP, 0.95 share differential, was 0.95 return on investment. So more of a carry-oriented support, would be alongside Shawi if he does play. 17 champions, 66 games. I mean, LGD do not look like a team that's going to be lighting the world on fire, but we'll talk about that when we get closer to the season. I'll probably start those videos soon. I do need to get my top 5s video out. When there isn't much news, I'm going to use that day to do my top 5s. Plus, I wanted to think about doing a statistical top 5s. I've started that. I've started other things, but whether we have time or not remains to be seen. I know that the season is starting in a month now or even less, so I'd like to start getting those team previews done. Going to pound out a few a day. This channel during this time ends up putting up like 3 videos a day. So start, hit the notification bell or whatever the fuck, so you do get updates on content. So thank you for watching. If you like the video, like it, subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter, join the Discord, become a YouTube supporter, and hope to see you again tomorrow.